little English Springer Spaniel puppy. Meet Molly. Hi, my name's Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs. This video we're going to meet Molly. Molly's a little dog, a little Springer Spaniel girl, very much off our many generations of our breeding, and she is going to end up in down in Bedfordshire as a trained sort of companion dog for a gentleman who's recently retired. And so we're going to train Molly. We're going to train her to be a gun dog, but she's never really going to be one. He wants her to sit in a whistle, and he wants her to retrieve and take a hand signal and that sort of thing, but he's never actually going to go shooting with her. So she's going to get the enjoyment of the training and the purposefulness of the training gives her in her life, but isn't actually going to end up being a gun dog. But maybe over time, over the next year, we can persuade him to take her out beating or something. He's very into hill walking and getting out and about, so maybe going beating on a grouse moor in Yorkshire or something might suit him. So what do we do with Molly at this stage? Well, we're just lots of handling, lots of getting hold of her by her scruff. So people see me do this with a puppy. You can see as I hold her like that, her little tail's still going. She's not complaining. She's quite happy. I like being rough, but sort of sensibly rough with young dogs. Okay, I want to be able to check their ears. I want to be able to, check that they're clean, check their fingernails. I want to be able to do all of that and then just to be like, oh, right, okay, and still be happy to be about me. So I'm not kind of being over dramatically rough. I'm just being kind of a little bit boisterous, a little bit rambunctious with them, so they just get used to kind of, the highs and lows of life, and just being picked up to go to the vets and picked up to go over a fence, and all these things are just so important, and it's so easy to do with them when they're this age, rather than putting them on a cushion and acting like they are the crown of England or something. So what else are we doing with her? We're just going to put her down now. She's not been out here before. Baba, baba, come on then. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Come on then, Molly. Come on, Molly. Come on then. Ba, 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 ba. Lots of, you can see, just lots of play, lots of engagement with her. She's just following me around. She's delighted to be out here on this sunny day. She's delighted to be following me around, and that's what I want. I want her to be wanting to follow me for the rest of her life, okay, because that will then transfer from me onto her new owner. As with any young dog, if we do too much of a good thing, they'll get bored. So we've got to just do a little bit of it and then stop and do a little bit more. So I'm just encouraging her along. Come on then, Molly. Come on then. Doot, 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 doot. Good girl. Good girl, good girl, good girl. What a clever girl. What a clever girl. Lots of just talking to her, engaging with her. If I walk along dead silent, being terribly boring, she's going to go, oh, this is dull. I'm going to go and find something else to do. I need to be keeping her wanting to be with me, keeping her focused on me. Now we're going to throw a little ball. She's never had any sort of retrieve before. She didn't even see it. That's very normal. Come on then, come on then, come on then, come on then. She's too busy looking at me. Come on then. Oh, there, she's seen it. Oh, what's that? Well done. Well done. What a good girl. What a good girl. What a good girl. So you can see the first one I threw, she didn't see it. Then I threw it and she sort of caught a glimpse of it. By waving it in front of her, she caught a glimpse of it, went off and investigated. A natural retriever, so she wanted to pick it straight up. So we're going to just give her one more. Oh. Molly. Again, maybe me being on the ground isn't such a good idea. So we're always just trying different things. Oops. Different things with different dogs. Come on then. Come on then. We thought she'd mastered it and she hasn't. Hey, come on then. Come on then. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Well done. So, what's that all about? Nice little retrieve, but she didn't see them. She's a baby, okay? She's a baby. Now, if I go outside with a small child and I say, oh, look at that bird over there. And I point, I go, look at that bird over there. They go, where? What bird? What are you looking at? But if I'm more specific, if I say, look, there's a kite, as in a red kite, Or I say, look, there's a red kite over there, talking about the bird of prey. My 4-year-old would be like, I can't see anyone flying a red kite. And this is a kid who's grown up in the countryside and kind of seen a red kite before, as well as seeing a red kite on a string. Obviously, to him, a red kite on a string is far more interesting. But he doesn't see it because he's a little kid. He doesn't have that ability to visualize and look and scan the skyline like an older child or an adult does. These guys are exactly the same. If I brought an older springer out, threw the ball, they'd be off like a rocket. They wouldn't miss it. But this little one's still like, oh, I'm outside. Oh, it's so exciting. She just doesn't have that ability. So you've really got to make it obvious. And the 2 retrieves she got were the ones that she just saw it rolling away. Now, as the weeks and months come along, the roll will be quicker and further, and she'll be more and more alert and sharper. At the moment, the fact that she's picked 2 balls and brought them back to me, I'm over the moon. The fact that she's walked around following me, engaging with me, I'm over the moon. The fact that she's happy to be in my arms while I'm talking to a camera, she's very relaxed, I'm over the moon. Now you'll notice how I'm holding her, just to help people. When they're tiny, tiny puppies, I put them their legs either side of my arms, right over. So I'm supporting the whole of their body. Does that make sense? So she's got a back leg either side of my arm. That was how I would do it with a tiny puppy. As they grow more into this stage and they get a little bit less, it's a little bit harder to do that. I tend to do the same on their chest, so supporting most of their weight on the chest. And then the back of them is I'm just slightly sitting on my forearm and held into my chest so that I can hold them with one arm and they can't go anywhere. Okay, so start off with them when they're teeny, right over your arm like that. Okay, and as they grow, just move that leg inside, but you've still got the main sort of support on the front of the chest. Now, what I don't like people doing is sort of forcing the dog's legs out in funny ways because you want them just sitting nicely. Okay, so find however many fingers suits you to sit between the dog's chest. Okay, just so that they look nice and comfortable, they're nice and relaxed. Obviously, the more comfortable they are, the more they're just going to relax and be there. If you've got them in an awkward position, it's going to be harder for them. Now, we do, however, for trust and teaching them that it's okay, we turn them upside down and we have them like this. But when they've been chasing a ball and they're busy, that's going to sort of agitate them a bit more. So we do it a little bit and then we put them how they relax, and then we do a little bit more and then we put them back. And more we'll have them on their back or on their side, we'll have them on the ground, we'll have them in our arms. We just do all the different things. But at the moment, the most happy, trusting position for her is to be like this. And so that's how we would spend most of our time. But again, we can still open a car door, we can pop her into a kennel, we can do whatever we need to do. Okay, there's just a little handling tip at the end there. I hope you enjoy watching Molly's progression over the next sort of 7, 8, 9 months. And remember, you get out what you put in, and we'll see you all next time.